You want to go outside, kitty cat? Want to go outside? I'm looking for something. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. I'm looking for something. What's going on? Just give me a minute. I'm setting up here. I have lost something. Oh yeah, okay, I know where it is. Let me see. Okay, exactly where it is. Give me a minute. Come up on the desk. Come on. Come on. Out of the way. Out of the way. Out of the way. Out of the way. She's so funny. Oh, she weighs a ton. She weighs a ton. Okay, what are we going to do? How you doing, buddy? How you doing? Yeah, you think I can get to my book or what? Hey, you think I can get to my book? Hey? Thank you. Okay. Let's see if I can shut some of those lights, the blinding lights. The blinding speed of light. Chris the Bird, we should do that one too. Okay, got that shut. I'm not really even prepared. We are going to blow the hinges off this code. Yes, we are. One day. What's up? Not too much. I am absolutely not prepared. A lot of things we all see a lot of things. There's baseball, the 9 innings, and the field is a diamond. And apparently, is it a diamond? Because the front is the diamond, and then we have the field, which is the Pac-Man, that envelops the diamond because it comes around on the sides. It creates a 90-degree angle. So we're playing in only one corner of the field. The representation of Earth is 1/4 also. So it takes 4 quarters, or it takes how many quarters to create the heavens, or who we are as human beings. We spoke about that 8 card, right? I'm going to get back to the 8 card. And maybe I'll talk about we're going to talk about some wood today. The wood shouldn't be split in the center, because if I split in the center, I'll have to split to the left and to the right, and then the pieces will be too small. So I split it a little off the center to the left, and then a little off the center to the right. And then I says, oh my God, CFL football. If I would have split it right down the center, that'd be NFL football. And they're sharing each other's sides. Here is the 8 card. You know, if I put the 5 card with the 8 card, what happens is we end up with 1 and 4. 1 and 4. This creates the blue matrix. It also creates man. It also creates the spirit and the moon, because of its multiplication and math that goes along with it. The opposite of this is going to connect to Mars. So is Mars the female? You notice that the corners underneath the 5, is it 5 diamonds here and 8 diamonds here? Well, there's 8 diamonds. So the center dot is missing in this area here, and these 4 dots are missing here. So what's left over? 1 and 4, representing the sun. This is representing the matrix. I take the 9 card out and I look at it, And everything on the 9 is different. You see these two in the center on the 8 card are not here, but it would be connecting these legs. Look at these, this diamond leg. You see the minus over here and the minus on this side? Or is it showing the divided sign? And we have the divided sign. This sign is in the middle of the divided side. It's as well above as it is below, one leg below. So what I just wanted to talk about is number 7, 7, and 7, different gateways. So I take this 8 card and just 1 second, I'm all mixed up in my hands here. And we can live just like this. It's hard to tell because this is the diamond card, right? But if I pull it away, you see, there's an entry here. So I take that entry and I slip it over the 8 here. And I take this entry and I slip it over the 8 here. And now Christ becomes your entry to the heavens. Because the 8 card is the passage and portal. And since the 8 and the 9 are the same design letter, we're now assuming, and since the 9 card is different, but the 4 corners are the same, they're telling us that that 9 is the entry for the ace. Now, what is the ace? Okay, now what is the ace? The ace is noted to be 1. The ace is noted in blackjack to be 11. The ace can be the 14th card, or all cards move down 1 level, where the 2 is the first card, and that's if you're playing poker and you're using the ace last, but somebody else can use the ace first. Would you be putting the 2 into the first position and then notifying us, and we won't put any of the letters on the number 1, right? We won't put any letters on the number 1 on the telephone because of that. So I'm going to write this down. We have to find where the ace is. And you know what's funny? I'm at this desk all the time and I can never find my pens. Is this the ace? Right? Hold on a second. Right here. Is that the ace? Right over here? Should I get more light? Is that too much light? Is that the ace right over here? And then what it does is it comes down here. And it comes down here. Well, now it looks more like a C. But it continues on down one more time, and then it continues on down one more time. But this is the original ace. But now we've went 45 and 45 on each side. So that's my, now we have a division because it did that. So because of the beginning of what the circle is, because don't forget, if I take my pen and hold my pen to this area and go all the way around, right? Go all the way around, that is the 360 degrees to the value of what's in the center. Now I'm not going to, so we now have here, and we have the bottom here and the bottom here. We're not going to go into this center area. We're not going to go into that area. I'm trying to figure out what everything means, right? But we do know that once we create this, that's where we get our C and our D, because the ace is just 1, but it's in the 5 position. So if it's in the 5 position and it goes all the way around, well, the 1, 3, 7, and 9 totals of 20 in the 5 position. 5 equals to 4. Is it 4, 4, 4, 4, 16? 4, 4, 4, 4, 16 plus 4 in the center. What is the value now that we know it's 20? This whole entire value over here is 20. But we didn't count the inside 20. The inside 20 and the outside 20. The inside 20, we get 50. The outside 20, we get 25. So it's 50 plus 20 equals 70, and 25 plus 20 equals to 45. Now the thing is, because the inside, or 20 has the 5 area, we are going to add on 5 more. So now you get the moon, the sun, and earth. We get number 27, and we get number, we get number 75 right over here. Where do I get these figures from? Well, obviously, I get it from a game called darts. Darts. You see, there's dartboard. The dartboard says in its own, from the center, from the ace position, from the center, okay, I have 20 positions all the way around you. 20 positions. So it's giving you a basic. When you add up the 20 positions, it equals to 210. And this will be the pregnancy. This will be the cycle of the cube. This will be the half-life. And this will all be passing by the moon because of this number over here. 0 equals to 6 or to 5. If it's 215, you now have memory of Earth and Mars. If it's 216, it's 2160, and it is the diameter of the moon, which is reflected as 34, I think 76 kilometers to miles. My path life is 8, June 16th, 763. We show you more about the deck of cards. I should send you an email on the cards. Go ahead, send it to me. We show you more about the deck of cards. I should send you an email. Flight 77 traveled 77 minutes, hit the Pentagon. Yes, the Pentagon. And the 77 meridian, when you spell out September 11th, it's 77. 11 equals 63. September, I don't remember what the value of September is, but everything to do with BER, I always relate to as birth. And birth can mean many things. I don't care how it's spelled. To bear the child. It also represents BER with this earth jack. Herbs, if you want to look at it. But bear is like when you put a saddle on a horse, and that's the girth. And I always look at it as the birth, because 2 and 7 can reflect each other, because 27 is the reverse alphabet, so 2 and 7 can reflect each other. And in this scenario, 2 has a reflection of 7 because there's 7 void on here. That means each one of these gets a total of 10 each, because there's only 2. 10, 10. See, because the true value of all of this is 40. That's the true value. 9 by 4 is 360, and the reverse maximum months to April is September, and that's when numbers start. We start over in October with another number 1. Jesus 27 in septenary. Wow, fits together. When a big red sun. September for 7, not 9. I am with you. And did you know that in the on the telephone, first of all, they only use 7. They never use 9 areas with these dots. It's 6 and 1, and 2 areas. It's either these 2 areas used, or it's those 2 areas used. It's never the 2. They never have the 2. They're separate. They're on multiple levels. Remember we talked about this thing here? There's 27 areas on this. There's 27 areas times 6 faces is 120 and 42. 42 and 120. 162. And the complete cube itself, okay, is 6, and that's 168, and that is how many hours in a week. How do I get that? Because if each one of these dots was their own, take out this dot here, this dot here, this dot here, and this dot here, I would have 3 dots on this cube. See this dot here? Imagine if I just cut it out here. This one would have 3. And then this corner would have 3. And this corner over here would only have 2. And this corner over here would only have 2 in it. See the shape I'm in? This looks like number 6, right? Isn't this number 6? Where's number 4? What number is this? Is that number 9? What numbers do they look like? Number 5? 3 and 1, 3 and all. Anyways, I'm just fooling around with that. The Queen's birthday is 4/21, the 11th day of the year, the opposite of September 11th, 111th backwards. 111 is the center of the cube. 35, 37, and 39. 8, 1, 3. Venus creation of man, an electric company. Electric company is also noted as the student. And the reason I note electric company, because really the E, C, 5, and 3, okay, is supposed to say 11 craps. And craps is 1 and 1 and 1 and 2. And 11 is the only way to get 11 is 6 and 5. But by getting 6 and 5, you're getting 6 and 5 with the spirit and the soul together, not separated as 1 and 2, explanatory dice. This one explains 6. 1 explains 6. 2 explains 5. 3 meets 5 halfway to 4 because it's 3.5 and minus 0.5 to create the 0.5 center between the two. Not only that, 7 times 7 times 7 is 3 and 4. There was an equation that will recreate all the 7s. I don't know what they are. Oh, yes. Did you know? Number 1, okay, equals numeric value 34. Number 6 equals numeric value 52. Now, here is your 1 and here is your 6, and that's a 7. This one is valued at 7, and this one is valued at 7. So 7 is created in 7 itself, even through the words. It's all 7, 7, 7. So if I want to create in numbers, I would use this formula over here. Not sure if you understood this one over here. I don't even remember if I can remember it myself. We spoke about building A. Well, we built A like this, but then where did we build B? Well, we built B over here. We built A over here. He was all alone. Okay. And then I built A over here all alone in his own house. A from here to here. Is that A? No, that's B. A and B and C. A and B and C. A and B and C. Do we do it this way, or do I have to put my next dot? Let me find another spot. If I say this is A, right? Or do I say this is A? Because that's a C when you first start off. So we have to find A and B. So the dot is A. And what value does this A get on 360 degrees? The A star, it's 360 degrees. The 8 star, 360 degrees. Okay, one pyramid above the other pyramid, creating the EE world. You do see the pyramid in here, do you not? You see the pyramid here? This pyramid shows that, don't forget, the center owns this side and it owns this side. It owns the complete above and it owns the complete below, and it's branching out. Remember what it does. We have to know what it does. Robin, what's going on? Don't let your lead foot be forward. Okay, so I'm just trying to see that if A was here, and A took a giant step. It has 2 steps, so it'd go from here to here. So now A put himself over here. So we're going to draw a line from here to here. So the difference between A and A is B, because we have to go from here to here to here, and A has moved. So now we have to get a number for B. Since A has moved over to here, 1 and 2, and A was over here, and A was over here. See, this is the corner of A. Okay, now we have B in between, right over here. So now we have A, B, C, where B is actually being divided by C, A and C. Oh my God, I'm not explaining this properly at all. I'm asking myself that question. I'm even getting mixed up. Yeah, I just trying to figure out. So anyways, this is one way to do it. We can put a dot here and a dot here, and then draw a line in between saying dot dash dot. I went from point A to the other side of where point A is. Now I'm going to go from point A to another dot of point A. So that's two of them. Now I'm going to go from point A to another dot of point A. So now we have four dots. Okay, we have one dot here. We went from one side to the other side. And now we're going to split it in between. So if we split it in between, we're going to need three areas. And here are the three areas over here. I don't know if I'm explaining this right. I'm going to come back and try and start over. I think I'm coming off all wrong. I think maybe we should maybe talk baseball, or no, we're going to do the football field, because I'm still mixed up with the value of 5. You see, the true value of the 5 dot, right, because it's 5 dots, is 1.125. 4 times, is it? No, 4.125, yes. 4 times 1 1/4 equals to 5. That's one of the values of the 5 dot, because that dot is in the center, okay, of the 5. We just want to count the value of the 4 corners. And what is the greater distance when measuring from this corner down to this corner than from this corner to this corner? I can't find it online, and my head hurts from looking for it. Give me a minute, I'm thirsty. I think my cat wants a little tuna. Where's my cat? Hey, you want some tuna? Cats like tuna, they like fish, they must like September and April. April Fool's Day apparently is also called the day of the fish in French. So I haven't completed anything yet. So we're going to talk a little bit about, I'm going to show you some stuff, and I'm just going to go over it, and just things maybe people haven't seen yet. I found him through Levette. Someone's answering someone somewhere. Spring cleaning. Oh boy. Okay, let me read it. For truth. Oh my God, that helps me out. For truth. Yes. I was talking about grandma and the big teeth. And tooth is truth. Right. Right, because the fairy comes at night. Okay, so let's see if we can. I'm not sure where to go. First of all, something to compare. Wow, that looks good like that, right? Something to compare. So valet, somebody takes your car and parks it, is a valet. It's also referred to as jack. Jack has the numeric value of Earth's heart. Jack is also a plug-in. In one scenario, they call it the V. The V is the 4th letter. In the other scenario, they call it a J, the 10th letter. Now this 10th letter, to accumulate this 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, equals to 10, and now you've made up both these. 1, 2, 3, 4 equals to 10, 1, 2, 3, 4. There you go, two opposite corners. This will now create 74 because the 0 of the 10 will create 16. 16 or 15, I'm going to start doing that now. See, the 1 plays in the 5 hole, and the 1 plays opposite of the 6. Right? You follow what I'm saying or no? Anyways, the 15th letter in the alphabet is 6. So Jack and Valet. And Jack and Valet get the number 6. So am I, TACPANs. Jack and the Mr. Okay, Mr. equals 31. TACPANs equals 74. Mr. equals 31. 105, the hand of God. 10, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, the sun and Mars. The number 6, the half-life, the jack, the plug-in, the transfer. What's so unbelievable is value has 6. If you look at the deck of cards, there's 2 one-eyed jacks, and the other 2 jacks have 2 eyes. That's a total of 6. The queens have all the eyes, and their numeric value is 17, and it is created by the numeric value of Jack Earth's heart. Queen Q is the reverse of the J. So they reverse each other, Queen and Jack, into the game. And what happens in chess? 17. 17 also will reflect the moon, and the Queen has all 8 eyes, or connecting both sides of the heavens. The skies and the heavens. The dam is number 4, and this combination will create Pluto and the sun. First, we have the plug-in. Over here, we have the sun. We have the Q, which is the reverse of Jack, coming into the house. And the Queen has 8 eyes, reflecting to the heaven. 6 is inside of 8. 6 is inside of 7. And if you put a 7th gate here and a 7th gate here, when you go from here to here, you say 8. When you go from here to here, you say 8. But when you go just to here, you say 7 in, 7 out. It's the same 7 in and out. And gematria will tell you on one side it's a 6, and on the other side it's an 8. And the building of the gematria numbers, okay, create the 6, 8, 7 in the passing. 7, 7, 7, 7. Actually, this one is 5, and this one is not supposed to be. It's 6 and 6. This one is 5, this one is 5, but it should be a 9. So between 5 and 9 is 7. Between 6 and 6 is 7. This one's going to be a 4, and this one would be the 10 when it's actually going to be a 4. So they're all zeros to each other, or 8, or 3, 8, 1. Okay, I showed you that scenario somewhere else. I'm going to show it back to you again. So on this side where it's supposed to be a 10, you see 10, 4. And in this game of the 7th gate, 10 and 4, 5 and 9, 8 and 6 all have special odds and are the opposites. Are the opposites, sorry, this one to get out, are the opposites. The opposite of this is going to be 6 and 4, 10. The opposite of this will be 5 and 6, 11. But inside 5 and 6, you have the 1 and the 2 in the center that will not show you the greatest distance, because the greatest distance is explained inside the 4. And then on the other side, it just shows you where the heart is and the greatest angle. And if you want to call it Mercury and Venus come together to create Earth. But they also come together to recreate Venus, 1 times 2, 1 plus 2. But all of this is created by 1 and 1, 11. 1 and 1, 11, or is it the 1 and 2, 11? This is a reflection in the game of pool where the 3 ball and the 11 ball are both the red ball. If I put these two on top of each other, I get a pure 7. This dot will be the only one performing an act, replacing this dot here. I don't need anything else besides the 5 and the 6, and ask me why. 103, 51 and 52, Mars, Earth, and reflection of Mercury. Now we're going to go down to the king, the K or the R. When you play cards, it'll have a K or it'll have an R, the 11th or the 18th, the 11th or the 18th. 9 times 2, 9 plus 2. The king is the end result of the creation of the DNA coming in through the foxhole of the sun, the spirit of 76. Would you like me to go through the numbers? 1 times 4 equals 4. 1 plus 4 equals 5. 5 times 4, 5 times 4 is 20. 5 plus 4 is 9 equals 29. If you minus 9 from 20, it equals to 11. 11 minus 29 equals to 18, and you have the king and the roi. You have the king, and you create the resident angel of Venus. You also create 1 and 1, which will recreate 1 and 2 in the student. When we do this again, okay, we have 1 times 6, 1 plus 6 equals 6 equals 7, 6 times 7, 7 plus 6 equals to 42, and 13, you minus it, it equals to 29. You add it, it equals to your 55. And then it reflects back to you, because your 55 will now reflect back to you to 22. The kings have 7 eyes because there's only one king with 1 eye. So now 6 is inside both the jack, which has 6 eyes. The 6 eyes are in the 8 and in the 7, and to the 7th gate between the king and the queen, served as royalty. And it's royalty or royal ties, right? Pick up your tips, because it is blue and red that creates the purple royal. And they all walk around for a good mix with yellow streaming along, because that's how the colors match in royalty. It also creates cold and hot. One other thing I wanted to mention, since we mentioned 381 over here, where else was there 381 mentioned? Oh, right over here. Why was 381? Okay, the reason 381 was mentioned because 3 and 5 is 8. 3 and 7 equals to 10. 1 plus 0 equals to 1. And 3 and 9 is 12. 1 and 2 is 3. This is the center core, which is 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. And for those who haven't seen it, I'm going to show you over here that it's right here. It's right here. This is the cube, and I can paint you a cube in there if you want. I can show you how it works. Do I have another one here? No, I'm gonna just give me a second. I'm just gonna show you how that works. I'm just gonna erase it after. I can do that. I can absolutely do that. Whoop. Just give me a second. Yeah. Give me a second. Wow, looks like it's contaminated. Okay. We're gonna take a look. You can see. So what happens is see the way it turns into the cube? I should have used the same color. Hold on a second. If I can get the same color, when you put a Y inside here, like the Mercedes Y, right? You go to the lower side, because the lower side takes up the whole side. So you come down to here and up to here, and you put the little line. This one 2, 3. Once you have these two, you have this design. When you have these two, you have this design. So this is the design. This was comes out in the center. You need a minimum of 3 boards to create this. Here's your first board, right? And here's your first separation. So this is the first time this happens. So I automatically need 3 boards, and then I get to start over again. But I automatically need these 3 boards, 3, 6, 9 wide. Okay, for the 3 boards, I end up going 12 wide. But when I go 12 wide, I restart my first one. But in order to have reflection of this area over here, I must show this area here and this area here, because it is connected together over here. Because of these numbers over here are all the black numbers. Here it's 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 5, 8, 11, 10, 13, 10, 13, 8, 11. Just 1 second. Have to bend down. Just give me a second here. Right. S equals to 19 in this way of counting. Okay, S equals to 19 in this way of counting, sure. It's also, if you look at it, it's J and it's I. It's S is J and I because the French tell us to say 10 and 9. So they're not telling us to say I have, but they are telling you to tell you I am. And if I had feedback, I can explain that you can tell me to explain. Okay, because French will say, this is the way the French say 19, 10, 9. So instead of saying 19 as a 1 and a 9, they say a 10, saying this is an irreversible position. Secondly, they're telling it to you that it's into the second level of numbers. And the reason it's a second level of numbers is because 10 is a word and 11 is a word. When you get to 12, they're telling you 2 words in one. They're telling you twins. Twins. Twins means 1 and 1, but it's 2. So it's 12 from creation. 12 from creation, because there's 1 and 2. It is creation. 1 and 1 came together to create just the 1 from the 2. That's all. That's why there's 3, except it's the 1 up here and the 2 down here. That's what stabilizes what the ace is all about, because you need the 2 sides to come together to have the 1 point. That's your 3, 2 and 1. Now this is only reflected in the soul, in the number 6. In the number 6, the divided half-life, the only one reversible that will create it's the true half-life. It also represents the number in the church, which has the steeple. So it's another tell. It also is a reflection of 19 when 6 and 1 are flipped upside down. Now how 19 is created, and it's all about DC. D and C is what creates the A letter. The A is inside the 9. The A is inside the 9. It's inside the 5. It's inside the 3. It's in the 5 position. The 1 dot is in the 5 position. Why do you think Mars is area 51? MARS 13 and 1 and 18 is 32 plus S19 is 51. Beta creation of artificial intelligence, the spirit. There is no A, because A in the French tell us the true world. It's like the French are from the other side. And they said, no way, you can't say 19 and use the 9 with a teen, because 9 with a teen equals to 44. So now you're saying 944. 44 represents S and T, area space. Okay. STE. area space with STE. That's the electronic world. It's the sky world. It's S and T. When S and T comes together, S and T are a total of 39, representing the 10. I'm just a little mixed up where I was. 88, 9, 44. Yes, when we say number 19, we're saying the 9 and the teen, but we see a 1 and a 9, so you figure A and I, artificial intelligence. But since A plays a place inside the 9, the French come ahead and say, whoa, it's 10 and 9. So the 10 is the J letter, and the 9 is the I letter, and inside the I is the A. So we didn't do much, so it's actually G. So now since it's G, the French also came along, and instead of saying the letter J, in place of saying the letter J, they now say G. And in place of the letter G, they say J. 7th and 10th letter, 5 times 2, 5 plus 2, 7 and 10. I just, from the Earth's letter of the Earth's heart, I created Jack inside the king and called him the roi in French, because roi in French is R. Roi in French, okay, okay, actually looks, I'm going to just write it. There it is. Here's your R, but it looks like a 1, 2, 1, 0. So it's 12 and 10, 3 and 1 is basically what they're saying, because inside a roi, this I is just a complete 10. Right? We know in the 9 lives of the cat, it's a 10, although there's only 9 spaces. So what are they worth? Fine gold. Every space. These spaces are worth 2.5 each, which is the value of Earth. But it's worth fine gold because we call it 9, and it has a value of 10. How is that possible? Or does it have a value of 9999? Just trying to figure that one out myself. You know what? We went over a lot of things. I'm still not finished. I have to come back and figure out how to explain the true value of this face. There's 9 areas, even with the void. There's a total of 9, but there's a numeric value to it. Just like, I'll take a pound. Oh, you'll take just 1 pound. But there's a numeric value to that pound, because to have that pound, you need 16 ounces. To have that 16 ounces, okay, you need 28 times 16. Where's my calculator? 28 times 16 equals, you need 448 grams. Let me see. Can I do that? How can I do this? 448 grams is a pound, because it's supposed to be 16 ounces. So you have 28 grams, which is 1 ounce, times 16 equals 448. Area space in the heavens. So teen equals to number 44. 4 and 4 is 8. 4 times 4 is 16. That creates the seventh, the gateway to the heavens, because of the numeric value that comes up with it. G and H. G and H is another way to say F in laugh. You create G and F by number 17. 1 times 7, 1 plus 7 is 7 and 8. Remember that 1 either goes to the J or is replaced by the that 1 is replaced, could be replaced with the J, and it will be a participle. Hold on a second. How would this happen? 17, right? The 17, the 1 is replaced by the J, and you get the 7 is the G. So you have JG for Jack God. At the same time, to create 17, it's 5 times 2, 5 plus 2, and Jack is number 5 and 2. 5 and 2 bring everything back together again. 5 times 4 is 20. 2 plus 0 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. So we brought it back to 4 again, because we multiplied. What did we multiply? 5 times 4. Remember, the two basic numbers are 5 and 2. So 5 times, no, listen to this. 2 times 4 is 8. Now I want to bring it back to 4. 5 times 8 equals 4, or 40. So 5 and 2 bring everything back to the way it was. 7 drops everything. 7 tells us about beta, Venus, B. 8 tells us about A. 8 tells us about A. 7 tells us about B. Y. 6 tells us about C. 5, okay, we're not going to get the 5 right now because 5 is 1 and 0, then 2 and 0. It builds up levels. And the reason for this is 8 plus 8 equals to 16. 1 plus 6 equals to 7. So how much did we move? We moved 1 number. So 8 moves 1 number and 7 moves 2 numbers. Now, if we go back and look at the deck of cards, the Jack has 6 eyes because he has 2 one-eyed Jacks. The King has 1-eyed King and 3 with 2 eyes. So it's 2 by 3. It's 3 kings with 2 eyes, 3 and 2, and 1 king with 1 eye, 1 and 1. So the 1 king with the 1 eye is the creator, the 1 and 1. All the queens have 2 eyes. So you have 4 queens of 2 eyes. You're going to call that the cat. You're going to call that the builder of the house, because 4 times 2 and 4 plus 2 will create 6 and 8. And that's what divided up the house. 23 is the crown. Well, 23 is the beginning, is the first level before the orphan children are born. Before orphan children are born, it is 2 and 3, and that's when the Christ comes in. That's when seems like we were split up on the birth of Christ. We were all split up. That's what the number does. O and Z in Chaldean, F and P and O and Z is number 8 in Chaldean. They're both 88. The Wizard of 88, right? 88 also represents Pegasus, and 88 represents purple. But tell me if I'm wrong. Is it not, or is it not? OZ in Chaldean is 8 and 8. O is Mars, and Z. Remember, N and Z, they say the end. I know I didn't give you the answer yet to what the value of 4 is. There's a whole equation. There's a whole lot of other things. You know what? Let me go get something to drink again. I've curled my feet under the chair. Let me get my feet out. Stuck. Just give me a second here. A big studio, 88 time, 4360 degrees circle, 4 by 360, 1440, 1440 minutes in a day. Multiply that. Multiply that. Yeah, there was a calculation I was going to try, and I'm just trying to figure out what it is. Where's that calculator that I had 2 minutes ago? Okay, here it is. 5760 divided by 18 equals 320. 320. 25,920 divided by 5760 equals right. Right, okay. $57.60 times 4.5 equals 25,920, which is the Mayan long count. Is anybody familiar with anything to do with the Mayans? Everything is connected. It's just unbelievable how, and I think if I think correctly, 5760 divides by 18, 320. 320 times 18 equals 5760. 5760 represents the moon pass. 57 is the moon, and 60 is the pass. The reason the 0 is the 21. The 0, when you exchange it for a 6, root 66 is the direct route to come on through before going I-80. I'm just trying to think. The 5760 is also, can I remember if that fits into 1776? But if you look at 7 and 6, it's 576. That's the spirit of 76. The 5 is just like saying the 9, because the 5 is inside the 9. This dice cube, there are 9 area spaces, regardless which side you use. Okay, the greatest dice, okay, is actually the 1 dot. That 1 dot, okay, must be worth a total of 10. This 1 dot has to be worth a total of 10. There's a total of 10 because the 4 is explaining all of it, right? Hold on, I think I did that difference. It has to, the 1 dot has to equal to 40. The 1 dot has to equal to 40 because of this. It goes in the center of this, 10, 10, 10, 10. That's 40. 1, 3, 7, and 9. That's 20. 2, 4, 6, 8. That's 20. That's a total of 40. But do I only count the inside? Or should I count the outside and say this is a total of 40? That means the 1 itself has to be 40 itself. I'm still going over, trying to understand. I mean, somebody will just look at it and say, well, there's only 5 dots and 9 dots, but there's more to it than that. And it's really, really bothering me. There was one piece I didn't go over, and we're going to end the video. It's getting a little monotonous and long. I can make it a little dot like this, right? But I'm going to make it a little bit easier to look at. This little dot has no inside. It's from the inside out. So now we took this dot and we went from the inside out. I created this circle over here, like if you turned in a circle. So there's the right side of the dot. There's the left side of the dot. There's above the dot. There's below the dot. And there's the halfway center of the dot. The dot occupies area space and must get a value more than the dot. One of the things about the dot on this square paper is it gets a value of 8 to 1 on this paper. If you put out, if you sacrifice 1 and I will give you 8. And the reason for that is in the game of roulette, anything that is over 4 markings in between 4 area spaces, each area space is a value of 35. So the total area space is 140. 35, 35, 35, 35. You put this right over here, you get 8 to 1 of 140. So 140 divided by 8. And by the way, that would be the sun. Okay, would be 1, and it'd be 60, and it'd be 7, it'd be 56, and then it'd be 40, it'd be 5, it'd be 1.175 would be your answer. And that would be the spirit going through the moon when this dot meets this area over here. Does this make any, is there any interest in this? Does it mean anything? Is there anything going on? There's just so much. I mean, if I had to go back and look at this paper, I would say I have no idea what's going on. We talked about the queen, king, and jack. Well, the total number of eyes between them, 6, 7, and 8, is 21. If you flip them over and had both sides, it'd be 42. I wish I would write nicer. You remember I once showed you this triangle? Because it's all about just this one triangle right here, in between this area over here. One triangle over the other one. Here's your hourglass 10 that comes into the game. And then we put this little triangle on top of it. And this would be your 10, and this would be your 5. And it says I, je in French, or game. It looks like a W, right? But all it is the extended arms of the X. And then inside, right, because there's two sides here, inside I put on that V. And you know V and X in Roman numerals is 15, again, representing Mars. X representing the cat, representing communication. I just still have to find out where we put these dots, and I want to talk with others so we can hash it all out, right? The hashtags. We need to hash this all out. So, yeah, that's it. A lot of stuff going on. Then there's this one over here. I'm going to show you the difference on another page. I think I'm going to do it over here. First, there's this area over here. Okay, in this area over here, all I can show you is divided. If I did this over here, I can show you this side, and I can show you the center. If I made a square, I can show you the top, I can show you the bottom, I can show you the divided sides, I can show you the divided center, and I can show you the divided center. Automatic. Here we had 1. Here we had 2. Oh, sorry, I didn't do that here. Now we're going to count area spaces. There's 4. There's 1 in the corner. When you go to the corner, this corner automatically has to have a complete space on its own. But when you go to a corner, let me see. Yes, this corner like this. Okay. But in this scenario over here, it's a little bit different because we went 2 wide, 1 wide, 2 wide. Then there's the next block, and that would be this block here. In this block here, we get 2 center lines. Do you notice? Here we get no center lines. Here we get 1 center line. Here we get 2 center lines. So now we're trapped in between. So we're only going to go one way. We're not going to go both ways because the 6 says just go one way. If I go both ways, I'm just going to create a game out of it. So I'm just going one way. So now we have it here, here, here. We have 3 complete separate departments. So to complete this entire area, we would have 9 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 3, 5 electric company. So we'd have 5, 10. We'd have 16 and 9 equals 25. And that's Earth. Earth, spirit, birth. Anyways, I'm a little tired. I'm not really sure where I'm going with this anymore. President, 47, Republican, sure beast. 47, yeah, 7 by 4. 7 by 4, 7 plus 4 equals 28, equals 11, equals 17 and 39, equals 10Q. Well, because that's the letter. And 1052, because that's the creation of Earth. This will get 16. This will have 52. It'll be 77. It'll be the Christ. First. First is last because the 1 plays in 9 and the 1 plays in 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is April. The reverse of April is September. September is actually telling you 7 with the 9 birth in April. April represents the 10. The month of September represents the 10 because it's the 4th month reverse. And I don't know if it's me or my screen or whatever, but my camera is making me look real shady. Anyways, Raphael 7286. I got a little bit. Next time I come back here, I got to write this out and figure out how to calculate the true value of the ace. Where I got the 35 to 1 comes from games. It was from the roulette table. Where you place your bet on the roulette table is going to tell you a story. It's 1, 2, 3, and then the next one will connect you to the next side and start you all over again. Remember, when you're walking, you're walking from the last step to the next step, so you're halfway in, halfway out. When you step out of it, let's look at something. Let's just take this one scenario, okay? My 2 feet are over here. I put 1 foot here, okay, and I have 1 foot here. But with 1 foot, I'm out. But when you're coming home, right? When you're coming home and you have 1 foot here and 1 foot here, here you're leaving. Here you're leaving, right? Yes, here you're leaving. You got 2 feet in the house. 1 foot leaves the house. You're out of the house. Doesn't matter if 1 foot's still in. You're out of the house. When you're coming home, when that when you come to the finish line, once 1 foot passes, you've passed the finish line. But in reality, your foot is still out. So it takes 2 feet in and 1 foot out. And it's not like that in every situation. Raphael 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. The AT system in the IT system. AT and IT. Hyde Haiti. Ticky and Tacky. AC and IC. Man and the skies of Saturn. Raphael 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. The diamonds of 27, 40, ace of clubs, 14, ace of hearts equals 1. Where is this from? Diamonds, 27, ace of spades, 40, ace of clubs. Anyways, I'm too tired to figure it all out because the total value of the face of the cube is 45. Okay, the total value of this cube is 45. If we count the 4 corners, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, it equals to 10. So that has to mean that the 4 corners that equal to 10 and the rest of the inside of this dice cube equals to 35. It's 10 and 35. Wow. What a beautiful number that is. Did you do the calculation? Did you do the calculation? Here's the calculation. Very simple. We have 4 corners for measurements. I'd like to know how much longer the distance is from this corner to this corner than from here to here. I need to know that answer. I need that answer and how to calculate it. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 equals to 10. Okay. Now, since each one is valued more than the other, for what reason I don't know, that's the way I'm going to do it. Or I'll do it Fibonacci style. Is it Fibonacci? 1 second. I'd go 1 and 2 equals 3 and 2 equals 5, and 1 and 2 equals 3 and 2 equals 5. 5 and 3 equals 8. 8 and 1 and 2 and 3, oh, and back to 2. And now you get 5, and you got to go back to 3. And now you get 8. You got to go back to 5 equals to 13. I didn't get the 4 in there. 1 and 2 equals to 3. 3 and 2 equals to 5. 5 and 3 equals to 8. 8 and 5 equals to 13. But I didn't get the 4 in there. I don't want to do it that way. 1 and 2 equals to 3, and 3 equals to 6, and 4 equals to 10. Okay. Now, when you add the 1, 2, 3, 4 equals to 10, add the 5 on, it equals to 15. Add the 6 on, it equals to 21 grams. Add the 7 on, okay, the 7th gate equals to 28, the moon cycle. You add the 8th one on, equals to your 360 degrees, or 36. And that's going through the city, 360, 6 by 6. You add the last one on, plus 9, it equals to 45. You're going through the sun. Your roadway through the sun. Female is the roadway through the sun on the cycle of 28 of the moon, run by the cube. And the 7th gate of Mars in the half-life of Church. The student, 66, also shows up over here. Anyways, the total is 45. Since 1, 2, 3, 4 equals to 10, so it's 10 with 35 inside of it. That's what that has to tell you. This total is 45. The 1, 2, 3, 4 is the 10. So that means the center part is the 10. And what goes around here is 35. But in reality this is the 5 spot. And what goes around here is 40. So I have to figure out which way I'm going to go with this. It's 10 and 35 because 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to give 10 into the center, and the 8 on the outside, I'm going to give a value of 35. Here the 8 is 8 by 5 equals 40. Here the 8, okay, only gets 35. So 35 divided by 8 is 4 is 32. And then I get 30, so that'd be 3. And then I get 60, and that'd be 7. That'd be 56. I get 40. That'd be 5. 4375 DC in the moon. But I'm not sure which one to go with. But anyways, I'm tired and tuckered. There's just so many little intricate things. 40 is the meridian lay. 40 is, count all these numbers, but don't count the 5, and that's your 40. You don't need the center. You just need the distance in between, the halfway point. And you need the halfway point because the halfway point shows you, oh, stop. You have to start bend. You have to start to bend. You see, before you make the round, you make a straight line this way and a straight line that way. Then you make the bend around it. And that's your peak. You need to know where your peak is. So your peak is at the center that divides the 2. And then you take, and then you would take, it's so hard to I don't know. Here's 2 sides, this side and this side. And here is where the center, this person comes and joins. This is where the ace starts. You need to capture both sides to come into the worlds. And then you still have the rest of this side and the rest of this side for the wiggle, the same way they did it. And that would be your pentagon. And this is who you are, the pyramid that came in here inside of us. It's hard to, I wish I can exactly explain it the way it is. We are the cap of the ace of creation. We are DC, AC/DC, Raphael 70-286 in a constellation of Pegasus. I wish I could sit here all night. I'm very tired. I'm very upset that I didn't explain to you. Yes, I want to explain to you before I go this one little piece. You see the American football, right? With the American football, okay, I wish I can get this better. With the American football, you see this area here? It's not divided. See this? See this? It's not divided. In the Canadian football, it's 55 yards and 55 yards. Oh, in fact, did I explain to you what 55 does? 5 times 5? 25. 5 plus 5? 10. 10 and 25 equals 35. And it shows you the difference in the equation. This is telling you Earth, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4. This is your creation, Earth and the 10 spirit. This 0, I'm telling it's talking too many times, goes all the way around here. 0 goes all the way around the 1. Area 51. 8 goes around area 51 because this is in the 5 position and it is the 1 dot. Yeah, in American football, see, in CFL football, right, it's 55 yards and 55 yards, 55 and 55. They each share 5 to the medallion, so they get 50 and they get 50. In the NFL, it's a total of 50 and 50. So they're only sharing 45 and 45, and they put their medallion here. So they're talking about the sun, and CFL is talking about the student. The stun and the student, 9, 11. The foxhole pass and the student, 9, 11. Now, if you want to count the end zones, okay, this 50 will be 66 and 66. Now they're talking about the passage. They're talking about the passage, and this one will be from 45, it'll go to 55. The passage and the liberty will be now extended through these two areas where it was once. So let me explain. The 55 yards will now be, the 55, which went to 50, will now be 66. Wow, this is not the way I wanted to explain it. Let me go back. We need 10 yards. I'm assuming this is 10 yards. Or if we do it the real way, we would split it, and one of these sides would be the 10 yards. So here it goes. CFL, 55 yards to center field, 110 yards total, 55 and 55 yards. They share a medallion, and it's 10 yards. So this side gets 50, and this side gets 50. Plus, if you add the end zone, see the CFL, I'm not sure because the size of the end zone is way bigger. So the equation is going to be different. So we're not going to talk about the end zone right now. We're just going to say 50-50, 10 over here in the center. Okay, and then we're going to go this. We're going to have to call this 056. So we're now talking about the student of Earth and Mars because they say yo. In the game of craps, the game of the seventh gate, yo is 25 Earth and 15 is Mars. So that's the, and now when we go to the NFL, okay, we're going to get the 10-yard medallion that shares both sides of the field, 5 and 5. So we're now going to have 45 and 45. And this is the Sun pass. Sun Fox pass. Sun pass Fox. 45, 55, 54. 979 or 919. This is what happens here. This one will create your birth, and this one would create the DNA. And in the alignment is 76 because the 76 will create this. And this will create your K and R, your king. I don't know what I said. Did I say it right? Did I get it right? Very tired. The 66 book right down the street. No bypasses. Super Bowl 55. Electric Company. Conspiracy 51. Vesica Pisces, the age of ignorance. Above and below in the center. You see, with the human being, it's the nose. We just split once. Do you split twice or do you split once? Is it $1 sign with a 1 or is it a dollar sign with a 2? This square paper tells you what to do. Anyways, Raphael, I hate to go. I don't want to leave this. I'm not happy with the video I did tonight. I wanted to do so much more. I wanted to find more out about number 4. I wanted to find out that dot, the ace dot that goes in the 5 position, is actually have a payout of 8-1 surrounded by 8888. Now, here's one more thing I just want to bring up. I'm going to use these. I'm going to use my squares as squares, okay? There are 6 areas over here, right? But when I put a chip down, I put this chip down, that is 17-1. So it's telling me about QA, okay? QAH. If I put it down over here, okay, I get 35, 35, 35, 35. So 8 and 140. If I put it over here in between, I get 17 and 70. So here I get 148, and here I get 87. So here an A through Venus, because 8 and 1 come together, and Pluto, and area space. This will create area space. 8 times 4, 8 plus 4 equals to 32, equals to 12, equals to 44. And that is the word space. 44. Time. 47. Time Jesus on the cross. Total 91 spirit. 67 and 44 is 111. And this is water and soul and area space. Does anybody understand it? Now, if I put, there's no other real places to put a chip. It's either here or here. Otherwise, you're putting one chip right on it, and you're getting 35-1. The number landed, and that's your payout, electric company. I pull it all the time, my birth card. Pull a card out and check to see if it's a 3. So that's your roulette. And then there's the, anyways, tired, too tired. Sorry, guys, girls, men, women. We need to have the truth come out. We need the truth more than ever. We have to call for it at home. We have to pray for it. We have to send out our energies, calling on the truth that the people who are sleeping, black sheep, we should awaken and know the truth. Know the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. It is the world of the people, not one. Not one. There is not one holding the horse, but is the horse that has to come and decide. Thank you for watching this video.